Hey, Michael Besson here, CEO of BusinessGrowthGroup.com. And hey, today's little venue is really kind of cool. People come to me with all kinds of different nomenclatures, different kind of definitions for the same problem. You know what the problem is? We're stuck. Stuck in life, stuck in business, stuck with sales, marketing, stuck with people. Our organization's only gone so far. We don't know how to take it any further. These are the common things that I hear every day in what we do here at Business Growth Group. And I have to tell you, it really comes down to something so elementary to me. And one time I had this client, he told me that part of the thing that you bring to the table, Michael, is that you make the very complex incredibly simple. I think really I am a simple person. So here it is in simplistic terms. You know, that you've probably heard the metaphor, the elephant in the ditch, right? So step number one is you have to acknowledge that there is an elephant in the ditch, right? And if there's an elephant in the ditch, step number two is elephants die if they stay in ditches. They don't eat, they can't breathe. It's a crazy world down there. They have to get out. So you got to get the elephant out of the ditch, right? So step number three is figure out how the elephant got in there and make sure it never gets in there again. And so the same thing comes with unsticking companies. You know, what are your hiring processes? What are your sales and marketing processes? If you're stuck for a reason. So here's what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you this really quick acid test. And it's just very simple. I want you to write down the word, write it down now. I want you to write down the word strategy. Strategy. Now under strategy, I just want you to write down PPP. People, processes, and product. It's not rocket science, but the organization, however big or however small it is, can really come down to those three common denominators. And under the first one, people, I want you to write 0 to 10. What is your current assessment of the skill sets, the corporate culture, the morals, the kind of energy it takes every day to come into the team and win? I mean, where is that really at with your organization? And if you get brutally honest, that's when you can start testing, tracking, and tweaking new strategies to take that whole thing up a notch or two. I'm telling you, it's powerful and it works. What is your processes? 0 to 10. Now, you got to get a little bit more into detail here. 0 to 10, what is your sales processes like? Just get brutally honest again. And say 0 to 10, this is where we're at. What is it for marketing? What is it for organizational, operational things? Systemization of your company. Where are you really at with that? Where are you at administratively? When you can start dialing in on your processes, you will be amazed at what can happen. Sometimes you just need to get 30,000 feet up from your business and work on your business, and not necessarily in it. We all suffer from the same affliction. We can get so caught up in the day-to-day stuff. It happens here too at Business Growth Group. And I have to just stop sometimes, get 30,000 foot up, and really get strategic, because that's where strategy comes from, is coming away from your organization, working on it and not in it, and evaluating people, processes, and product. The last P. Product, 0 to 10, where are you at? You know, sometimes I hear people say things like, well, I say, what do you do for a living? Well, I'm a real estate agent. A real estate agent. You just said I'm basically nothing. I blend in with every other realtor on the planet. You know, how we describe our product or service is an incredibly important part of its success. And so I know people, I know somebody, for example, that specializes in beachfront properties in La Jolla. Now, how do you think he describes what he does? Well, I'll tell you what he says to me. He says, I represent buyers and sellers on a unique strip of property that most people in the world would die to live on, called La Jolla in Southern California. Now, immediately, it sets me into a different position of understanding his value proposition, as opposed to him saying, I sell real estate in San Diego. So the kinds of ways that we display our products and services, we share our products and services, has everything to do with how well the market interprets it. I'll tell you another thing. Sometimes it's vital to understand that certain products have a shelf life. You just don't have VHS tapes hanging around your home, and if you do, that's kind of crazy. Or beta, right? Because there's a shelf life to it. And oftentimes I'll come into an organization and I'll see a product, service, or offering that's dated. It has lost its luster. There is a timeline for every product that gets introduced into a marketplace, and you have to get really strategic about what to do about it. Could be time just to cut the chain and let it go. It could be time to do what? The two top things that Peter Drucker, a brilliant man, I think one of the most brilliant men in the last 100 years, that's ever spoken into the lives of millions of people. He says everything in business is two things: innovation and marketing. So my question on your last P, right, is your products. How well have you been innovating them? Oftentimes we come into an organization, and if it's a restaurant, we have to innovate the menu, innovate the offering. People are more into fresh foods now than ever before, right? Maybe it's the packaging. Packaging could be archaic. Maybe it worked for taking your business from 0 to $500,000 in sales, but it never works for $500,000 to $5 million because it's a larger audience. There's a lot bigger opportunities to say no. Sometimes it involves bundling, taking one solution and bundling it with another. Sometimes it involves taking your product and making it free and offering it as a solution to a higher value product. There are so many ways of evaluating and coming up with solutions for this. And so this is just, a quick tidbit to try to help those entrepreneurs who are trying to build businesses. I believe that they are the backbone of America. I think it is the foundation of America and how we became successful as a nation. 80% of people today are employed by small businesses. And so it's a passion of mine to help turn America around through the spirit of entrepreneurs. But also there's companies that are much larger. And so we happen to have an expertise in this particular area of getting companies unstuck. We have a variety of powerful tools to do that, and some of the sharpest minds in the business to help walk alongside of you with solutions that actually deliver what we say. And so if you want to hear more about that, just reach out for us at businessgrowthgroup.com. There's an exciting tool called a growth map. And I just want you to understand that auditing process of 6 hours has changed companies all over the world. I would love the opportunity for our team to come and do that for your organization. And if that sounds like the kind of thing that could work well for you, reach out and let's make it happen. Thanks a lot. I'll see you in the next video.